YouTubers and fellow guitar enthusiasts. Today I'm going to be doing a comparison between two very affordable kind of entry-level or starter-level guitars, and that is the Kona K1E series and the Rogue Acoustic Electric Dreadnought. A very generic name, but that's what they call it. They also offer it in a grand concert. Now I'm comparing these two guitars because they're very close in price point, and they're also two not really generic names. Rogue is a brand that is sold through musicians' friends, and Kona is kind of a it's not really up there with other brands like Washburn and Ibanez, but it's not really a no-name company. They've made somewhat of a name for themselves, making decent, affordable guitars. And I figured while I have them both here, I might as well do a comparison to show you which one is the best guitar you can get for the money if you are a beginner. I'll go over the pros and cons of both guitars. Starting with the Kona. Now both guitars have been modified. The Kona has had a Gibson Dove pickguard put on it, as I'm sure you can see. And it has had Grover Deluxe tuners put on it. However, nothing has been done to change the sound. So everything you're about to hear is just how the guitar sounds. Before I get to that, I'm going to go over specs. The Kona has a spruce top, NATO back and sides, a NATO neck, a rosewood fingerboard, and a rosewood bridge. Okay, the pickup system is called the EQ754-5R, which you can see is basically your run-of-the-mill, very generic preamp slash pickup system. It works, but it's nothing, to write home about. As far as the guitar sounds acoustically, this one has been strung with the Elixir light gauge nano web strings. I'll go ahead and give you a little playing demonstration. Sound demo. I'll do a comparison between the two guitar sounds here later. I just want to let you guys know how it sounded. Things we need to talk about that the Kona has against the Rogue. First of all, the action. Okay, I don't know if you're going to be able to make out the difference here, but the action is the difference between the fretboard and the strings. Whether you can see that or not, I'm not sure. But the Kona came set up with the action somewhat high, making it uncomfortable to play for extended periods of time, which is kind of why I'm leaning towards the Rogue a little more, as we'll discuss when we get to the Rogue. Okay, so the action out of box was not set up very well. I'm going to have to pay someone to lower that for me. The tuners that came on the guitar, if I can grab them here, I put them in my Grover's old packaging, but they're the exact same tuners that you'll get on the Rogue. They're just your very generic Grover Mini Rotomatic copies. They work, but they're not outstanding. Alright. Trying to think if there's any other features I need to talk about with the Kona. Let's discuss the neck. The neck is somewhat broad and somewhat thin. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that either. But it's a somewhat thin neck and somewhat broad neck, which again makes it kind of uncomfortable for me for long periods of time. I like a thicker neck that's a little narrower. This one again is broader and it's thinner. So that combined with the action is just not as comfortable as, a thicker neck guitar. We're not talking baseball bat neck, but just something a little more than this. This is almost Jackson level thin. Alright, so I think I just covered all the basic features of the Kona K1. Let's move on over into the Rogue Acoustic Electric Dreadnought. As you can see, this one's had the Hummingbird pickguard on it, and it's had the shallow tuners put on it and all that, and it's got Ernie Ball light earthwood strings. But I'm going to tell you right now, this guitar feels a lot better to me than the Kona does because of a few things. And one is the neck. You can see it's a little slimmer in profile, not referring to thickness, but how wide it is, and it is a little thicker. Okay, which makes it more comfortable for me to play for long periods of time. In addition to that, the action is set up a little better right out of the box versus the Kona. I don't know if you're going to be able to concerts, and every single one of them was set up just perfectly out of box. Alright. Materials, we have a spruce top, NATO back and sides, a rosewood fingerboard, and a rosewood bridge. Okay, so all the same woods that are used in the Kona. But let me give you a quick sound demonstration here. Like I mentioned before, we'll do more sound demonstrations here in a little bit. But in my opinion, it feels a little better than the Kona, and it plays a little better than the Kona because of the action in the neck. How does it sound compared to the Kona? I like them both about evenly. Because they use the same exact woods and have similar bracing pattern on the inside, they are virtually identical sounding, at least when they're played acoustically. When they're played plugged in, it is a completely different story. As you can see, my battery died. I had to go ahead and recharge it. But as you can see, the Rogue uses the Fishman Pre-Seas pickup. The older models happen to have used the Fishman Classic 4. This one, or the newer ones, have been upgraded with the Pre-Seas, which has the built-in tuner. Okay, so you have a name brand pickup on a $140 guitar, which in my opinion is absolutely amazing. As I showed you before with the Kona, what we have is the EQ-7545R, generic $15 on Amazon.com pickup, which is somewhat standard for this price of guitar, but this one in particular, the red one, is the same price point as the Rogues. Okay, now the other ones are a little cheaper. You get them for somewhere around 110, 120, these 130, 140, but $20 really isn't that big of a price difference. In my opinion, much better electronics with the Rogue. So the Rogue is kind of winning over here. As I mentioned, they both have the same tuners out of box, so as far as how well they stay in tune, it's about the same. Thicknesses, the Kona appears to be just a little bit thicker. Probably be better if I showed them on both on the same side. But I don't know if you're going to be able to make that out. But the Kona appears to just be slightly thicker. However, that might just be an illusion due to the color. Okay. They both have the cream binding. As you can see, the Kona's features it going up the back of the guitar, as well as on the headstock. Versus whereas the Rogue does not. It is just a more simple trimming pattern or binding pattern. But in my opinion, the Rogue feels better, it plays better, and has superior electronics. One thing the Rogue is lacking though in comparison to the Kona is you may notice we only have one strap button. Okay, there's no other strap button to be found in the guitar, which means you will have to use a separate piece to put around the headstock of the guitar in order to fasten a strap to it. However, it's not that big of a drawback considering all the other things you get with the Rogue. Versus the Kona, again I'll show you, you have your strap button attached both to the body. Okay, so if you want my honest opinion between how they are set up out of box, I go with the Rogue personally over the Kona. However, if you happen to get one set up better or set yours up better, you have the potential for it to play just as well as the Rogue. However, unless you change the pickup, you will have a worse sounding guitar plugged in with the Kona than you will with the Rogue. Things I forgot to mention, we'll go over real quickly. The Rogue is available in 3 colors. You have your black, you have your sunburst, and you have your natural, and it only comes in a right-hand model. The Kona is available in natural, sunburst, black, red, as well as a left-handed version of the natural at no extra cost. The only thing that costs more is the red model, and I have no idea why, but it's around $20 or $30 more than any of the other colors. I actually ordered one in sunburst, they sent me one in red. I blame Amazon for that, not so much Kona. But so there you go. There's the basic rundown comparison between the two guitars. If you want my opinion, if you're a beginner, you're learning how to play, or you are a professional player and you want a good backup guitar, this Rogue will beat most things on the market. It's better than most of the Washburns that I've examined. It is better than the Ibanez's I've examined. It is just a fantastic guitar. If you're a smaller guitar player, smaller person, like I said, get the Concert. It's literally all the same features, just in a grand concert-sized body. We'll go over and go ahead and do the sound demo now. Starting with the Rogue. Get my pick. Now we'll go to the Kona and play the same thing. Back to the Rogue now, and we'll do a little bit of picking. Now we'll go to the Kona, and we'll play the same thing. I'm playing these both acoustically. I plugged them in for you, but it is late at night, and I don't want to wake anybody up. So I may do a video some other time comparing the electronics. So that was the Kona, and we'll go back to one more on the Rogue, then another on the Kona. I'm just trying to let you guys hear the difference between how they sound. In my opinion, the Kona is a little brighter than the Rogue. It has a little bit of a brighter tone. We'll do some finger picking style for you. Now we'll play the same thing on the Kona. That action's getting to me a little bit. So that action, the tension, the height of these strings is starting to get to me a little bit. I'm starting to slip off them a little bit. It's getting harder to press than it is on the Rogue. So like I said, it's making it a little more difficult to play. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can use to demonstrate. Yeah, you know what? We'll do just one more, and then we'll go ahead and end the video. As for which sounds better acoustically, I'll let you guys decide. But the pickups kind of speak for themselves. The Rogue will sound better plugged in. Everything else about the Rogue just seems better. Don't get me wrong, guys. I love my Kona. I really do. But I just have to say, musician trends really did beat them as far as making a good, affordable guitar. Kona, if you're watching this, maybe take some notes, fix that neck issue, and fix how everything's set up out of box. And I live in Texas, not very far away from Fort Worth, so it's not really an issue with the action getting raised, the differences of environment while on flight or in transit. It's not really changing whatsoever. So it's just the way they're set up out of box. And now we'll play the same thing on a Kona. Just great feeling and playing the guitar with that Rogue. Kona isn't bad, but it's not as good as that Rogue. Somewhat sloppy playing. It's kind of strange going back and forth between these two guitars. Like I mentioned, the neck profile is somewhat different. If I spent more time playing the Kona as opposed to going back and forth, I'd probably be more used to it, wouldn't be slipping as much. But you can hear the difference. And that higher action and different profile neck do add or contribute to the playability and why it's harder for me to play. But in my honest opinion, if you're choosing between the Rogue Acoustic Electric Dreadnought and the Kona K1E series, the Kona is the obvious loser, the Rogue is the obvious winner. So there you go. That's my comparison between the two guitars. They're both great, but in my opinion, Rogue is the way to go. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you found it helpful, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.